Hey guys, as usual, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about some decentralized exchanges that you can use on the Wax blockchain to buy and sell your tokens, to swap tokens, to earn liquidity, and some stuff like that. And although that may sound confusing, I'm going to show you how it's super easy and how the Wax blockchain and a couple apps have made it super simple to do. So we're going to talk about Alcor exchange and Taco universe and utility app today. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like always, please subscribe, like this video, and leave your comments and your questions below. And I'm going to get right into it here. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is first I'm actually going to talk about Alcor exchange, and basically what that is, it's a decentralized exchange that you can buy and sell your different tokens that you're going to earn in all your Wax gaming NFTs and whatnot, and you can go and exchange those for Wax. And so if you go to Alcor exchange, I'm not going to go into all this other stuff because there's some easier ways that you can do some of this other stuff. But basically, if I'm going to go to the markets and I can go and see, and you just want to make sure that you choose the right network. So for the sake of this video, we're going to be talking about Wax. So obviously we're going to be on the Wax network. Oh, and what did I do there? There we go. Okay, so it's going to, anyway, to markets. We're on the Wax blockchain, and now we can go and we can see all the different tokens that are on the Wax blockchain that we can go and trade and sell and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, what I usually do is I'll usually go and start creating a little bit of a list, and it's pretty easy to go do that, and I'll create my favorites. But if you go click on a token, so most times if you're playing a game, you go to their white paper, you'll be able to see what their token is before you have to go and buy and sell anything. But if you want to add it to your favorites list, you can basically just go click this star and it adds to your favorite list. And then rather than having to go search through all the different tokens when you're back on this main page, you can just go to your favorites. However, if you are on this page and you just want to go find some tokens, again, you can just choose all the ones in Wax, and then you can just start typing whatever that token is. So if it was, let's see, I'm going to look at Nova Rally. So there, all of a sudden I've got all their tokens. I know that that's what their tokens are. So that's an easy search feature. But I'm going to go to some of my favorites here, and I'll just show you quickly how you can go and buy and sell. Now, you know, if you have, and I always like to sort out of see what has the most trading volume. And the reason for that is obviously it's going to be easier to buy and sell or trade those tokens if there's more volume, because if you're trying to sell, there's more people trying to buy. If you're trying to buy, there's more people trying to sell. So if you're doing that, then you can go into a token and you can just easily, I'm just going to move myself here and do a market trade. So first thing you want to do is you want to go connect your wallet, obviously, because then it's going to go and find all the tokens that you actually have from all your gaming across all your different platforms. And then you can go in and you can start trading them for Wax that you can either use to buy other NFTs, or you can send them to a centralized exchange. You can send your Wax tokens to a centralized exchange where you can sell those for fiat currency and have those deposited into your bank account, which that's a whole nother video. I'm not going to get into that. This is just going to be about Alcor and buying and selling different tokens. So let's say I'm playing blockchain brawlers. I've accumulated a whole bunch of brawl. I've withdrawn it from the actual game. You're not going to see a lot here because most of my brawl tokens right now are sitting in the actual game, but I can withdraw those into my wallet, and that's where I can go buy and sell things. Now, here I only have a little bit of brawl. So say I want to sell it, or say I want to go buy it. If I want to go buy brawl, there's two options. I can either do a market trade, which if there's a lot of volume, there's not going to be a lot of difference. But here's where you can kind of go tell, is you can see the difference between what people are willing to sell it for and what people are willing to buy it for. So here it's not a big deal, but some games that don't have a lot of liquidity, which means there's not a lot of volume, a large volume of those tokens being bought and sold, you're going to see a pretty big discrepancy for that. And when you do that, you definitely want to go and do a limit trade. So you want to go and pick the price that you want to sell it at. Or if you're seeing a lot of volatility and you don't want to sell it for whatever people are willing to sell it for right now, you want to go pick a different price. Again, if this was, here, let's go to one that has a big gap. yeah, so we're going to go here. So you can see here, there's a lot bigger gap. People are willing to sell it at this price, but people who are buying want to buy it at this price. So obviously if I'm going to go sell, I'm not going to sell way down here. So I'm going to go put my sell order in. So that's where I'm going to use a limit trade. And, you know, okay, maybe somebody's not going to buy it for that, but maybe I want to meet somewhere in the middle. I'm going to go put, you know, my price, maybe it's going to be a little bit higher than that. So I'm going to put it at, or sorry, a little bit lower than that. So let's say 1.5. So it's obviously it's lower than that. So I'm going to be the next one that somebody's going to go buy if somebody's willing to buy it for that price. But at least that way, I'm not doing a market trade where I'm selling it at, or sorry, this should be selling. So the nice thing is it fills this in for us. So I'm looking to sell this because I want to accumulate wax. So I'm going to go sell it for this price, or I'm going to put that order in anyway. And you know what? We'll go show you how that looks. So let's say at that price, I'm going to sell 10,000. I'm going to sell 10,000 of my hoot. So I'm going to go and list that. And you'll see here, once this gets approved, it's taking a little longer today. The internet's a little bit slow today because we're having a crazy snowstorm that is definitely affecting there. So here you go. Here I have my order. And if you look up here, you can see here is my order. So nobody's even close to wanting to buy it at that price. So I'm probably not going to fill that order, but I could leave it there until eventually the price goes up and somebody wants to buy it. Great. And I know that if I do that, I am going to get 15 wax for that sale. So that's something you can do. I'm going to go cancel that because obviously I have no interest in selling it right now. But that's how you go and do a limit order if you're willing to, if you're looking to sell. Same thing. If I want to go buy, but I want to buy it at a lower price than people are willing to sell it for, I'm going to go and put my buy order in at, like these guys have done. So I'm going to put a low buy order. What do we got here? So we're looking at 5.2. So let's say I'm willing to buy it for a little bit more. So I'm going to buy it for that amount. Let's say I want to buy 10,000 hoot, or what you can do is you say, you know what? I want to spend 15 wax and see how much that buys me. So at that price, I'm going to spend 15 wax, and then I'm going to be able to get 23,000 hoot. I'm going to put in that buy order. Mine's going to appear atop of this. And if somebody is willing to sell it at that price, they're going to go and fill that trade. And then I'm going to get my 23,000 hoot. So that's kind of how a limit order goes. Now, if you try and do a market order, what that's going to do is it's just going to sell it at that price. So I don't want to do that, because if I want to sell my 10,000 hoot at a market price, this is what I'm going to get, which means I'm hardly going to get any wax. So I don't want to go and do that. I don't want to do a market trade. And if you do try and execute this, you know what? We'll do a small amount here and I'll show you what happens. So let's just say we're going to do 1,000, and we're going to sell 1,000 hoot at the market price. Well, what's going to happen is it's going to tell us that there's a huge fluctuation, and it's going to be there's more than a 10% difference between what I'm willing to sell it for and what they're willing to buy it for. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go put a limit order. So I'm just going to cancel that. So that's how you go do that. But if you're, that's why I always sort by volume, because if you're trying to buy or sell something that has a lot more volume, you can see here, these prices are a lot closer. So if you do want to just go and sell it, you're not worried about that small difference, you can put in a market trade. And even if you don't want to put in a market trade and you want to just put a limit trade, at least you're going to get closer to what that actual price is. But that's basically how you use Alcor Exchange. I've got all my favorites here. I can go click on whichever one that I have. It's going to tell me how much I have in my actual wallet, so I can place my orders based on that. But that's a really easy way, and that's how you go use the Alcor Exchange. If that's too confusing for you, it's still a good tool to go and check this. But again, if you're playing a game that has a higher volume, and in a bull market, all of these are going to have a higher volume. In a bear market, there's not a lot of volume in a lot of these tokens, so you have to be a little bit more prepared. But when things start going back up, there's going to be a lot more liquidity liquidity. It's going to be easier to buy and sell these without having to wait forever for an order to get filled. But if you're not comfortable doing this, a really good option is Taco. So what Taco is, it's an app on the Wax blockchain that it has some gaming functionality that you can go do. It's basically just kind of a click to earn or generate some their token, which is Shing, which you can convert into Taco. But I'm going to talk to you more about the utility app right now. So if you just go Google, let's move myself again here. I don't know where I went. So if you just go and Google Taco Universe NFT, a really good place to start is if you go to the Medium article, which is kind of a beginner's guide. It gives you all the links and it kind of talks a little bit about it. Again, I'm not going to talk about the gaming aspect of it. I want to talk more about the swap and the utility of it. So the nice thing is they do have apps on either the Play Store or the Apple Store that you can go and download. And if you download Taco Universe and the Taco Utility app, both are two different things. The Universe is where you can play the games. The utility is where you can swap and exchange tokens. And basically what it is, it's a decentralized exchange for Wax. So I'll show you a little bit, and there's more functionality actually if you download the app. So you can go here, it'll bring you to the app. You can download that. If you want to play the games, you can download this one. They're both there. They're great apps to have. But basically what it's going to bring you to is, this is the desktop version. It's going to look a little bit different, but I want to show you guys how to use the Taco swap so that now you can go and you can do a couple different things. So if you just want to swap some tokens, again, you're going to have to log in. You're going to have to connect your wallet, whichever wallet you're using. Wombat's another good option. I haven't set it up, but it is one that I will be setting up here soon. But now I can go swap those tokens. So instead of having to go to the Alcor exchange, what I can do is now I can go just easily swap this by choosing my token. So say I'm going to use, say I'm going to swap my Brawl and I want to swap it to Wax. I can go and easily do that. I can see here what my, usually it is not telling me what the price is, but I can figure that out pretty easily. I can put a 1 in here. So basically 1 Brawl is equal to 0.04 Wax, where if you remember on the Alcor exchange, we basically have that same price. Now again, there's not a lot of liquidity. What I find is the swap usually is there's a price somewhere in between, but you can see our price for Brawl here is 0.04 Wax. If you go to the swap, we have the exact same price. So it is good to check and just make sure you're within the right ballpark. But say I just want to swap 10 Brawl now to Wax. I'm going to just go hit swap. The only thing you need to do when using this is you do need to have a little bit of Taco. I don't know why it's being delayed. I might just have to refresh and try again. But that's basically how you go swap tokens. The nice thing is if you're doing different games and stuff, you can actually, you don't have to just swap between Brawl. You can swap between, everything. So maybe you need some Taco to go and be able to create these transactions because there's a small Taco fee that you have to pay. You can actually just swap some Brawl into some Taco. You've got a little bit so that you can pay for those small fees, but it's a really, really easy way to go and swap your tokens from all your different in-gaming. And if you're using the utility app, it's almost even easier to do it on there. But this is a really cool, really easy way. If all of these colors and candles and all this kind of stuff freak you out, then just go and use the Taco Swap or the utility app to swap your tokens. The other thing I like about this is you go up here to meal. Basically what this is, it allows you to go and stake a bunch of your tokens and actually earn while you're staking. And why? Because you're providing liquidity to the pool so that people can go and exchange and swap and all those different things. So you can go and you can see a list, and a lot of them will launch this in their Discord. They'll talk about, hey, we're on meal. You can go and, sorry, the internet is really, really slow again today. But you can go and search all the different ones where you can swap the different tokens. The Discord will usually tell you. And once you do, you can go to your staked ones. It'll just show those up. And I'll be honest, all this stuff is actually easier to do on the apps, I find, than it is on desktop. Just for demonstration purposes, I'm showing you here. But this will show you, basically roughly what they're offering as annual percentage of yield, and how long that these pools are open for. You can click on the details. It'll tell you how much you have staked, how much your pool share is, and approximately what you are getting for daily rewards. So I mean, this is pretty cool. I've got a little bit of Shing staked. I'm getting an extra 800 Shing every single day. I've got some M source staked, so I'm getting an extra 16,000 M source. I've got some Hoot staked, and I'm getting an extra 700 Hoot every day by doing nothing, by just having it sit there. It's just sitting there anyway. It's not doing anything. I'm not buying and selling right now because the market is crap. So I would rather just go and accumulate and earn. So this is a really cool way to enhance your in-game earnings, is through the Taco app and using the meal option. Those are the two that I use. It does have some other functionality that you can play around in. It's really cool. But Taco app, Alcor exchange, 2 decentralized exchanges to use if you're into wax NFT gaming. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, subscribe if you want more detail about how we go and move our wax onto the centralized exchanges to put it in our bank account to pay for food and groceries and all that kind of stuff, which is why I love crypto. I'll be honest, I got into crypto like most people because I thought I'll go buy some Bitcoin and I'll become a millionaire. But the more you start learning about things like this and how quick the interactions happen and how you can take control of your own money and not have that third party middleman and all those things in it, that's where people really fall in love with crypto. And I'll tell you right now, it's November 2nd. We're in the bottom of the bear market. Hopefully we're in the bottom of the bear market. It ain't going much lower. But the people who get involved right now with all this stuff, as dismal as it looks, we're the ones in 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, 5 years are going to be laughing. So I urge you to get involved. Go start playing with this stuff. Make some mistakes, but make mistakes with small amounts, and you guys will be so grateful that you did. So again, like, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video.